Hello, Leo. Welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship with this person. This could be in the past. It could also be a current situation, although I do see here it may be in the past because there is blockages, distance. Holy moly. Okay. Wow. Some of you may be in a situationship. Others of you, this may be a connection that you feel is very intense, but no one's really speaking up. Oh my. Leo. All right. Well, we have an extra card here. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides. I never have, and I have certain reasons for that. Just to give you a disclaimer, heads up, this is going to be a very intense reading. It's very rare for me to see these many cards that sometimes I call very dark and dreary. You have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Good Lord. It's what your person of interest is feeling, but because of the intensity, I wouldn't doubt that you yourself are feeling this as well. First card's the strongest. We have here fear, followed by boundaries. Then we have grief, justice, beliefs, illusion, order, opening, compassion, followed by shape-shifting under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Leo, so much has happened in this connection, and I feel hopeless. I feel worthless, even useless. I feel unworthy of you. A long time ago, I was very confident. I had all the self-esteem in the world, and I felt very secure. Now I am fearful, and I have a lot of insecurities. There's a sense of anxiety and nervousness when I think about you and me in this connection. But I don't have to go so far because now, because of this fear and this anxiety, I've put up some boundaries. These boundaries that I've put up, it makes me feel safe. Anything that is foreign to me, anything that is uncomfortable, I have put a boundary up, a wall. This is because I didn't want to seem vulnerable. But these boundaries I know have caused you hurt and pain. Confusion even, a lack of understanding as to why I did what I did. It is confusing. I know. But I did that because my mind is a mess right now. I'm feeling so many emotions, and these are not very positive. I feel a sense of grief that I've lost you forever. I feel that in this connection, it's hard for me to move on because I feel guilty. I feel remorse, regret for the things that I have done, for the things that I should have done but I didn't do, and for the things that I should have said, but I never really said anything. Now I feel as if I've lost you, and the one shining star in my dark sky, that was you. I'm afraid now that that too is fading over time. But there's a part of me that still has some hope. A part of me that wants to make things right. It has taken me a while to realize, but in this connection, back then, all I was doing was just taking and taking. And all you were doing was just giving and giving. Problem is, it was a one-sided situation. It was truly not an equal give and take. And I want, in the future, if there is a future, I want things to be equal for myself as well as you. I also know that you and I, we don't see things the same. You look at things differently and so do I because our beliefs are very different. My thoughts, my opinions, our differences sometimes have clouded our judgments. Mine in particular. I had a different opinion, a different view of where this might go. And because of where I come from, because of who I am, because of the society and background that I have, things are quite different when it comes to you and me. I also feel that in this connection, that I have been hiding from you. I have been hiding behind a false veil, hiding behind a false mask, not wanting you to know, not wanting you to see what it is that I truly feel, who I truly am. I feel embarrassed. I feel shy. I feel unworthy. And there's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of clarity. There's a part of me that is at a crossroads, and I know that I want to move forward. I want to be better. I want to open up. I want to talk. But I've been unable to. Part of me right now just feels simply that in this connection, you and I were somehow meant to be together, but fate and destiny and the choices that I make, I might end up making a mistake. And so that fate is not written for me. I might just mess up that destiny, so I do not make a move. I do not move forwards, backwards, left or right. What I want to do is wait for the clouds to dissipate. And once this fog has lifted, I will be able to see the road forward. And for that reason, I stand still. To you, it may appear as if I'm not taking any action. But the truth is, from my point of view, I am. I'm trying to learn more things, gain more information, and then, after I have that understanding, after I have that clarity, after I have more information, I will be able to make the right decision, and I want to open up to you. I want to open up to you because I know that I have been very selfish. I grieve because there is so much confusion, and I have created that confusion. I want to open up to you and tell you what it is that's deep down inside my heart. Certain things that I've hidden from you, certain things that I don't tell you, secrets that I hold dear, that I hold close. And yes, after all the things that I have put you through, I now have learned what empathy is, sympathy, and compassion is. I've learned this by seeing what I've done to you. It wasn't good what I did, but I do have compassion for what you have gone through and, unfortunately, what I've put you through. Overall, I have come to the realization that everybody has a choice. Everybody has a preference, and preferences and choices can change as the years go by. No matter where I am, no matter who I'm with, my mind will always be turned towards you, yearning and longing for you. Because you are that sweet distraction. This is also why I need to keep my distance from you. Yes, I grieve because I got myself into something. I can't pull myself out from this. I'm stuck. I can't go forwards and I can't go back. So the easiest thing for me is to simply not even move at all. Just put up some boundaries. Stay still. For now, I am comfortable with these boundaries because I feel grief, I feel pain, suffering, and sorrow as well. But this is something that I brought upon myself. And yes, I do feel fear. I feel nervous, and this is one of the reasons why it's difficult for me to even move on. All right, Leo. A lot is going on here. My goodness. We have fear, we have boundaries, we have grief, we have beliefs that are different here. This could be somebody has a different mindset than the other person, you guys. Could be a different religion. This could be a different background, racial background. Societal differences. Maybe society is saying something different about this connection. The family, the friends, whatever it is, there's a sense of beliefs here that's different. One of the issues is, even if there's this feeling of beliefs, there's also this desire to stay away from what the beliefs are, hiding oneself from what they believe in. So you have somebody here who was in a connection with you, and they were not very honest about what their views and their opinions were. It's almost as if they were very secretive, but they didn't seem like that in the beginning. You may be dealing with a third-party situation. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean that the third party is a person. This could be a sort of responsibility. Somebody here is unable to give their time, energy, and effort to the other individual, and that's why it's so intense, that sort of feeling. Sometimes we don't give the time, energy, and effort to people, and that itself, that action becomes a third party. Because of, for example, working multiple jobs, taking care of a sick loved one, trying to pay the bills, just being busy, right? Taking care of a situation where they're living far away, but they can't really be close to you because their job is elsewhere. Certain scenarios and things like that, that ends up becoming a third party because they're being prevented from coming towards you. I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. So for those of you who are new, the first set of cards I just saw, that is what I consider the status, the current status of your person of interest. What are they feeling right now? This particular spread I like to do when I read a little bit into the past to see what happened in the first place in this connection. Things were going great, but then all of a sudden everything just kind of went downhill. This is for those of you that may never have received any closure. You never really understood why this person just kind of ghosted you. They just faded. They abandoned you. They stopped communicating as frequently as they once did. What was the reason? We have here the Ace of Cups and Balance. All right, with the Ace of Cups, I read this in the reverse. It talks about rejection of others' affection, creative blocks, disillusionment with love, sadness or melancholy. So this person was not acting very emotional. They were not very inspired. There was a lack of satisfaction and not a whole lot of receptivity to passion or love. You're dealing with a person who was very much rejecting the affection that you might have been giving them. And they were blocking, but they were creatively blocking this sort of feeling. We also have here sadness or melancholy. This could have been one of the reasons. Just being sad, they weren't able to think straight. And usually why is one sad? Because there's something in their life that has happened that they really didn't expect. Something has happened in this person's life that you did not know. And even if you were in a connection with them trying to make it work, no matter how much love you gave to them, they may have just been putting a block there, that boundary, right? You had the illusion card behind a false mask, just putting a block there. So that is a problem that you're dealing with somebody that no matter how much love you were giving to them, they were deliberately putting a blockage on it. Here we also have balance. This talks about harmony, self-control, equilibrium, and artistry. Here it talks about an imbalance. The feeling of discomfort and the inability to find peace within or with others. A lack of inspiration. Wow. So that is exactly what I said. They just said better. Inability to find peace within. So the reason why this person was not able to accept your love was because of the feelings that they had on the inside. They were not comfortable with themselves. They didn't even know how to trust themselves, how to love themselves. And therefore, when they were acting that out in the real world, they saw that they're not equipped to handle it. So there was an imbalance here, and they did not feel that they would be able to handle this specific situation. This is the reason why this person started to keep their distance from you at some point in time. You may have thought things were okay, they may have gotten better, but unfortunately, your person of interest here, they were having some issues on their own. So this is a them problem. This is not a you problem. You didn't do this. This is them with their own issues, with their own baggage, and they're stuck with it. They can't really move on. They're trying to release themselves, but they also know they have restrictions. All right, I have here just trying to shuffle this deck. Nothing's coming out. All right. Oh, yikes. And what came out? The Devil. So I have here the Beginner's Tarot deck. And it seems as if some of the cards here, it's like this person's being very secretive. They just don't want to connect as much. They're not feeling so great. Interesting. We have here the Devil card. With the Devil card, this talks about a strange relationship that has existed between the both of you. This person is now starting to view it as strange. They know that there is some toxic behavior here. They also know that no matter what happens, even if the both of you separate, there's something that binds you and brings you together. It's like you can't live with each other, you can't live without each other. For some of you, that might be the case. For some of you, even if you try to leave, there's always something that kind of reminds you of this person. It's like you're chained to them. They're the ones that have the power, or this person's the one that has the power to make you feel happy. They also have the power to make you feel sad. Unfortunately, they have this sort of power over you. This card also talks about addictions and lust. Now, what type of addictions? This is mostly passion, but to the point where it may become a little toxic. So there may be a lot of lust, a lot of passion, a lot of addiction in a way where they're addicted to you, but it also has a spiritual aspect where the person just feels bound by you. They don't find and they can't find a release. We also have here, oh yes, let's just go back. Also, inner turmoil and obsession. Sensual feelings, feeling the need to be controlling. This is also what this card talks about. Now, the 8 of Swords. Remember we had the beliefs card. We also had the third party card. So this could be, for many of you now, I do see this as somebody in this connection is very restricted by the people at home or their society or their loved ones or friends. Somebody here is being very restricted. It's more like an external party is causing a problem. And this could be an organization, this could be friends, this could be family. But what I do see here is your person of interest. They have their eyes it's a blindfold. So they can't see, they can't hear. They are finding it difficult to move and make a move forward, but they can't. This is the reason why, because they're tied up. Their arms, legs, hands, feet are tied. And then we also have them being surrounded by swords. They're surrounded by swords, meaning that they're caged. Because they're caged, they can no longer move. And far into the distance here, somebody's watching them like a hawk. So they do feel very restricted. There's restrictions, constrictions, burdens. There are pieces of information that somebody else knows, and they're using it against this person because they're trying to cage them in. They want to have control over this situation. Somebody else wants to have control over this person and over the situation. Miraculously, from the darkness and from the negative, we have here a very beautiful card, Strength. This is a huge positive. So this talks about how your person of interest, before they had lost all confidence and all faith and all hope, but all of a sudden, wow, they get this courage. This courage would come after this card. There has to be a few cards in between here, which talks more about having that freedom, also getting into the hermit mode, also then gaining the strength. And once you gain the strength, you get that courage. That's when you have the Strength card itself come out. And we also have, after the Hermit card, we have Wisdom. So there's a few cards that would have shown up in between if probably I did this very wide. Many cards in between. But this is the way I read this. However, in order to get from here to here, there would have to be a lot of transition in between. That's the only way. You're not just restricted one moment and then the next, all of a sudden, boom, I have the strength. There's a transition period here where the person's mindset is starting to change. Even the way they think about their beliefs, that might have changed. And that might happen during the time of the Hermit. So in between these cards, yes, I do see there's progression, which is really good because you have the Strength card, which is perfect. That talks about having that courage, being bold. And then we have Queen of Wands. Your person of interest feels that you are utterly irresistible. It is very difficult for them to not think about you in sensual ways. They do also feel I'm getting the word kinship or something like that. But they feel that you're almost like family, but also you know them. Like nobody else will understand them, but you are that one person on planet Earth that can read them, that can know them, and they know this. This is something that you have made like a lasting impression, and they appreciate it, they like it, they feel comfortable with it, and they want to move on in a connection with someone like you who has this ability. We also have here, wow, the Five of Wands. Oh my goodness. So definitely we have external forces here, just like this one. External forces where other people are causing problems in this connection. This could be arguments, struggle, distrust, but whatever it is, we're talking about more than like one person that may be causing a problem. This could be, I'm getting the word slander, but just gossip and rumors and creating problems for somebody in this connection, simply because they're either jealous or they genuinely don't think it's going to work out. So I do see here that you have external factors. This sometimes also is internal and external problems. So internally, they feel that they don't have the courage to do this, but externally, something else is also holding them down, weighing them down. All right. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right. We have here Archangel answer cards. And these messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Wow. Interesting. So this is a past life spiritual connection. Some of you that wish to have a reading on past lives. This could also be a future life. This could also be a life that is very spiritual by nature and not flesh and blood form. I do readings on that kind of stuff. So feel free to have a look at my website. See some of the packages. First card is the strongest we have here, if you believe. So there's a set of beliefs here. It's very important to stay positive. It's very important to know that if one wants to manifest something, there has to be that positive energy inside and around the individual. So they are saying here, it's important for you to believe, but if you believe, then things will happen. However, the most important thing here is recovery. I do see here that because of the tension and the stress and the worry, and you had a lot of cards there that were very, I would say negative. There were not very happy cards in the beginning. There's a sense of recovery here, like physically, mentally, emotionally. Somebody here was feeling very down. This is according to what the cards say. This is you, Leo. Not all of you. This is a general love reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. It's not a private reading. But for some of you, you feel that this person has been draining you. There was a lot of stress, depression, anxiety. This actually attracted a lot of that negative energy, and it's starting to bring it down. And I'm going to say it now. I do have packages on helping you get rid of negative energy. Have a look at the one called Chakra Checkup. Read it and see if that is something that you want. With this specific card, I would highly recommend that one. Here, we also have compromise. Why is it so important to have it here? You see, you had the beliefs card. That talks about your beliefs versus this person's beliefs, right? Somebody here feels caged. Somebody here feels that someone is talking behind the scenes about them. Other people are involved here. So when we have compromise, it does talk about how your person of interest and you both let go of a little bit adjust a little bit, and you both meet in the middle. The only way this specific connection is going to work is if there is a compromise. Usually 50-50, 60-40. Anything that is beyond that, for example, 70-30, that's not very healthy, because that just means one person is truly not changing and the other just keeps changing. So here we also have take action. In order to move forward, it's important for you to have the sense, to have, not the sense, but to have this, let me think of the word. Basically, it's to make the compromise by taking the action. So the compromise will be made, but it's only going to happen after you take action. And it's important that you do. That's why it came. Take action means that they want you to be the one who takes it forward. Here we also have trust. Trust in the divine. This is trust in God's plan. Why do they want you to trust in God's plan? Because we have here opportunity. This is an amazing card to have. Opportunity can talk about many opportunities. It can talk about money. It can talk about relationships, family. So here I do see there's an opportunity. What is the opportunity about? It is about a spiritually based romantic connection, and that is the both of you. You guys could be soulmates, twin flames, karmic partners, maybe even more. Those are the top 3 that I've seen that are the most intense. And yeah, that is a past life reading. I do past life readings, as I mentioned earlier. Have a look and you will see that some of the questions that you have, if there's a lack of closure, the past life reading really does help. Now, the overall arching theme is not the right time. This means that you are truly interested in moving forward, but you don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know what are the steps that you're going to take in order to move forward. Right now, the angels are saying it's not actually the right time for you to do that. Right now is the time for you for recovery, for you to think about how you're going to come to that compromise, about setting your faith into what we call the universe, and also having that open and honest mind to receive any sort of opportunity that is going to come your way. But this can only happen if you believe, because you're going to bring in that positive energy by getting rid of the negative energy, which is what I told you right now before that. I have those packages. Now, when it also says not the right time, this also means that right now is not the right time, but there will be a right time in the coming future. So something is going to happen here, Leo. Something is going to happen. It's just that it's really up to you. Health is wealth. Health is happening. Health is happiness. You need to take care of yourself first. And after that, yes, compromise can be made. And beyond that, you have here a spiritually based romantic connection. All right. So, Leo, let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. For those of you who are new, I also have another channel. The link is below. It's called YouTube. Not YouTube, what am I saying? It's called Asnointia Audio on YouTube. And this channel, it has information and audio, that's me speaking, regarding relationship-related advice, as well as negative energies. What and who are negative energies? I have one video on that. And then I have an entire playlist on spiritual connections, because here you did have that. And this is why it's difficult to let go of this person. It's almost as if it's an obsession. You also have the devil card. So 100%, you're dealing with somebody that you have a spiritual connection with, and it's above and beyond anything that you have ever experienced. If that is the case, I would recommend that you have a look at my website, www.asnointia.com, and have a look at the past life package. I would recommend this for those of you that are finding it difficult to find closure. You feel that you're obsessing over this person. You feel it's starting to become a little unhealthy. and you really want an explanation. What I like about these readings is that I go into the past, or whatever the history is of the both of you. Sometimes it could be in the future. You're not scheduled to be together yet, but in the future, in the sense that a different lifetime. But I'm able to see this with the help of my higher intuitive self, as well as my angel guide, Angel Fakio. You can read a little bit about her on my homepage. When I see this, I'm able to tell you why things are happening the way that they're happening now, based on that sort of a connection and the history that the both of you have with each other. It just makes sense. And it's so much easier to understand it that way because I go to the root cause of the problem. Let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated with any of you. I do read the comments. Please feel free to tell me your stories. I do appreciate when you write that, and I use this also as motivation and inspiration, sometimes for the scenarios and the examples that I use on the other channel, because I like to use the real life examples. All right. You all take care. Stay safe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again. Bye now.